Hello, welcome. This is the first recording of BizTalks with Live2Dream. And it's going to be an interesting journey. Today's a big day for me. This is something I've been sitting on for a while and trying to perfect. And jokes aside, I'm not going to be able to do the full time and done all the prep work that I wanted to do for this launch video. But, best laid plans and all of that. But here we are, the start of BizTalks. So I thought, as a good starting point is actually to do one with myself as Live2Dream, so that you can get an idea of what BizTalks is all about, what happens, what we do, and how we get up to things. So I'm going to take you through the format of how everything works, and then we'll take it from there. First and foremost, and most importantly, this is not going to be all about me. So normally this session, which you can book, and I'll give you all the details later, would be an hour long. But the point of this whole thing is not about me or my business. It's about you. So let's start off. You'll find out more details in a while about what BizTalks is and how it works. I'm just going to take you through the basic format of how a session like this would pan out should you book one. So the starting point is well, good morning. Welcome to it. Today we're chatting to Chris Colby from Live2Dream, and we're going to shoot the breeze, have some fun, and find out more about what Live2Dream is and what their story is and sort of the brand essence behind it. That's what it's all about. That's what BizTalks is all about. So normally, starting point for a session is we would introduce, have a chat, shoot some breeze, drink some coffee, and we start off with some good news stories. So good news stories are so desperately needed at the moment. It could be anything general. It could be something that's in your life, something in the overall news. I prep a few stories as well, and we cover them. Today's biggest good news is I'm finally doing this, and I'm so excited. I've done a whole lot of courses, and going to be learning and growing. It's going to be an interesting journey, and I'd love for you to join to see how this idea platform grows over the next while. So anyway, we do that, and then we go through a process of getting to know the person that we're interviewing. We also, the whole concept behind these BizTalks sessions is to not only find about a business and what it can offer and providing support and bringing their story across in a brand essence, but also to get to know the people behind it. So that's the next step, which is, okay, in this case, let's get to know me a little bit better. I am Chris Colby, and so grew up in Johannesburg. I went to Montrose Primary School and then Bryanston High School for a while. When I was 14, my parents were tired of Johannesburg, and my dad was over the corporate. So next thing I knew, we moved to a very small town in the Western Cape that I'd never heard of called Malmesbury. Very Afrikaans. I did kind of like the other side of my family is Afrikaans, but I didn't speak or know a word of Afrikaans when I got there. Did a brief stint at SATS in the boarding house because that made more sense, going to an English school. Yeah, sorry, didn't work out. Let's just say it wasn't a good fit for a school. So I begged my parents for months to take me out, and thankfully they said to me, well, the best thing that you can do, and your only option is then you'll have to go to the Afrikaans school in town called Hoërskool Swartland. So I said, hey, let's do this. So I arrived. I could not speak a word of Afrikaans. And there's many stereotypes about Afrikaans people. But, it was one of the best experiences of my life. And in the position I am now, thank you to each and every one of the people in Malmesbury and Hoërskool Swartland, from the teachers all the way down to the fellow pupils. And look, I mean, an English soapy kid, short with a bit of a fiery personality. Yeah, it was a bit tough and got bullied a little bit, and that's okay. It was a great school, amazing support from the teachers. I got a phenomenal education there. Within 3 months, I learned Afrikaans. It's weird, I can't explain it, but I guess when you're immersed in a language and a culture for so long, it just suddenly clicked like that. And I one day did not understand Afrikaans, and now suddenly I do. Anyway, so Finished high school, went to university. My parents, I was privileged enough to be able to do tertiary education. Wasn't so keen on varsity, but my parents said I had to, so I did. I started off with the BA Informatics, which wasn't a total waste of time, but it wasn't the right fit for me. So then I moved to a BCom Marketing. Also, not being a very academic person and always wanting to be a radio presenter, I discovered the wonderful world of MFM in Stellenbosch. It's not Marty's FM. That's a long time ago. It's MFM. Anyway, it's an old pet peeve. So I worked there while I studied for 5 years. Yes, it took me a little longer to get my degree. Financial management and economics were not my strong points. Also, I was working full-time, DJing at night and studying. So, yeah, cry me a river. Anyway, so, yeah, it's MFM. I was a radio presenter, did sound production, voiceovers, MC work. I DJ'd in the clubs. I DJ'd at events and weddings. And I was also the marketing coordinator on campus. So, funny story, I actually almost got kicked out of varsity. Long story short, we did an activation on the Roy Plain, and we wanted to have a blow-up pool with girls in bikinis. I can't even remember exactly what product we were doing an activation for on the day. But anyway, so I thought the safest way to get the swimming pool filled up was to ask the fire department to do so. Long story short, next thing I know, they're running pipes from the Nielsey down the Roy Plain through the student dean's office. And anyway, they opened up the fire hydrant. You won't believe the amount of horrible junk that came out. Not clean water. It was muddy. There was dirt. There was an array of very unsavory things. And the pipes all leaked, and it leaked water all over the dean's office. When it got to the other side, it almost blew up the portable pool. There was mud and junk everywhere, and I bailed. And long story short, there was an inquisition, and thankfully I covered my bases because the fire department did do a bit of a mess up, and I didn't get into too much trouble, thankfully. And thankfully, the dean saw the funny side of it, even though I ruined his office and the carpet in his office. You can't make these stories up. Anyway, so I ran activations on campus. I was also the marketing coordinator for them at the time. And so I finished my studies eventually. And I wanted to be a commercial radio presenter. So for the next 2 years, I continued working full-time with MFN as a radio presenter on The Breakfast Show. I had an awesome co-host who I dated. And yes, well, don't ever date your co-host, but amazing lady, still lots of love for her. Steph, big shout out to you and thanks for the good times. Then I begged, nagged, and bothered KFM for 2 years, asking for a job there. For 2 years, I kept saying no, and to the point where the programming manager of the time kept saying to me, Chris, why do you keep asking? And I just turned to him and I said, look, you can say no to me as many times as you want, but I just need you to say yes once. And jokes aside, after 2 years, they did say yes once. I was asked to come in and train as a production person. So we call it running the desk for outside broadcasts and things like that. So you're basically the monkey in the studio pushing the buttons while somebody's on site for an outside broadcast or whatever the case may be. Went in for training, jokes aside. 2 days later, I did my first radio show on High Fault. And I was there for 5 years, jack of all trades, stand-in presenter for everyone. I worked on The Breakfast Show for a year as a technical producer. I got to meet some amazing celebrities over the years and interview them. Got to do some really cool work, continued doing voiceovers, MCs. Best MC gig ever I had was the fan park for MTN at the V&A Waterfront during the 2010 Soccer World Cup. Man, oh man, was that an adrenaline rush. Anyway, loved it, love radio industry. And after 5 years, I realized that there weren't too many career opportunities ahead for me. So moved on, did a brief stint with my own online radio station to partners. That didn't quite work out. And then I thought, you know what, let's fall into my second love, which is now kind of my first love. And I'm integrating it with my other first love, which is radio. that's why we're here. I went into marketing. I worked for a company in Paarl that designed and manufactured bottle filling equipment. I was head of a team of people and got to do some other really cool stuff. Ran the expos for them, ProPack, which is the largest packaging expo in Africa. A bit of a challenge moving a few tons worth of equipment up to Johannesburg from Paarl, driving some of it myself, and making sure it was set up on stand with pneumatics and three-phase power or whatever the case was. Got to write some articles for the packaging publications, print publications as an industry leader. Worked on some really cool stuff and developed my skills and my experience from there. After 2 years, things weren't going to work out with the company, and the girl that I was dating at the time was in Somerset West. So I thought, okay, move to Somerset West. Took a while to get a job, so I did some freelance marketing as an entrepreneur, and then I got an opportunity to work for TrueCare. They started off as a client, and the scope of work just turned out it was too much, so got rid of all my clients that I'd started building and worked for them basically full-time as a freelancer. And I worked as my official title was brand development coordinator or something like that. But basically I took over from the agency and got to do some amazing stuff. Creative for TV campaigns, the rollout of the TV campaign, the storyboarding, the scripting, the production, the media buying behind it. Shout out to Shan Saunders, amazing lady, and I'm privileged to still be friends with her. And you've always done some amazing work. Anyway, I digress. I did print media, above the line, below the line, in-store activations, national campaigns, packaging design, trademarks, development of new brands, some really amazing things. And then, you get to a point where corporate life is a bit much, and decided to leave and go back to my entrepreneurial spirit. So here we sit with Live2Dream. Did choose a challenging year to start my business, and so I learned lots in the last year, grown as a person, and developed my company and focused it in a really nice way. So here we are today. Other things about me, just generally as a person, I speak English, Afrikaans. I plan to learn Zulu soon. Don't know why, I just find it's an amazing language. Made the mistake of discovering TikTok 2 days ago. That, I warn you, it's like a rabbit hole. And you go in for plan 5-10 minutes, look at a couple funny videos, and about 5 hours just disappear. So be careful. I like cooking, baking, reading. Just finished a short history of nearly everything, Bob Bryson, The Art of War, reading another very interesting book. I like cooking, baking, reading, anything outdoors, camping, fishing, wakeboarding. If one day soon I can have a boat and go wakeboarding, it would make my world. And speaking of my world, I've got a 2-year-old son who's turning 3 very soon. He's my absolute everything, and I love being a dad and everything that comes with it. And part of the reason why I'm having to not rush, but cut this intro video short is I need to go pick him up from school shortly, and can't wait to see him and spend the afternoon with him. So that's a little bit more about me, and obviously you'll have my contact details. If you want to know anything else, you're welcome to ask. So that's how we start. Good news, get to know the person a little bit better, and then we get into the nitty-gritty of why we're doing this and the whole point of what I would like to achieve. My business needs to make a difference, assist other businesses, and I can do that with the skills I've learned. So merging my radio background as well as my marketing background, I am creating this. So how it works is these days, if a company wants to produce content, it is really difficult to do so already. Nobody has budgets, and you can hire the best production company in the world. And, shout out to one of them. I know House of Vision, Kat Andre. You guys are brilliant. The thing is not everybody's cut out to present, and bring themselves across in such a good way. So you'll go to a production company, you get a script, and there's makeup and lights, and you sit down. And generally speaking, what happens is you get a video or testimony or whatever, but it's very stilted. It's not natural. So something along the lines of, "Hi, I'm Chris from Live2Dream. Please buy my product," which doesn't work. You don't get the feel, you don't get the vibe. So what we do is I chat to you in a radio style format and make you feel comfortable. And you're only chatting to me. And you feel more comfortable in that way, as well as through my interviewing skills. I'm able to make you feel comfortable, bring across your story. You. This is all about you. You see the other screen that says, and still connecting to audio, because I told it not to, because it would echo in the background, because it took me, anyway. It's all about you. So we talk about you. We talk about your business, what it does, what does it stand for, the values, your product offering, the solution that you provide for people, why people need to interact, engage with you, and start a journey and build a relationship with you. That's what it's all about. That's the essence of it. So how do we do this? Well, we do it like this on Zoom. It's a recorded Zoom session, like you see right now, with me and you and your brand up at the top, my brand at the bottom. We chat, we shoot the breeze for an hour, and we have a lot of fun. At the end of the session, I top and tail it for you. I've got a little pre-produced something that I've made, and I give you the hour-long recording for you to do whatever you want to. It's your content. You can do whatever you want to do with it. I host it on my YouTube channel as well as my blog. And I really am aiming to do one of these with a new business every single day of the week. And there's scope. I mean, we can do lots of other fun things. We can interview your staff so people can understand the team that's behind the service and product and solution that you provide. There's many different things we can do. But let's start here. Let's ease into it. It's like a first date. I might not buy you a drink because it's a bit difficult online, but I'd encourage you to get some coffee and we can chat. Anyway, so we do the session, we record it, we top and tail it, and I give it to you. I host it on my YouTube channel and I put it on my vlog. Then for a small extra fee, I cut highlight clips. So the only reason why we do this is we chat, yes, for a full hour, and most people, especially online these days, are not going to sit through an entire hour's conversation of two people shooting the breeze and talking junk for the full hour. But we do it in a way to make you feel comfortable, that you're able to come across the way that you would like to be represented. And it is truly you. And then, like I said, for an extra fee, I cut highlight clips, a 1 minute and a 5 minute clip of the interview for you, so that you can use on your channels. We've done it for an hour. We find those golden nuggets. I cut them out for you and I give them to you, and you can post them on your various different platforms or social medias, call to actions to go see the full video or find out more, or however you want to do it. And then I'll also host that on my vlog as well. Now, when I post it onto my vlog, so here's the thing. When I post it onto my vlog, I also put in your contact details, so that if somebody watches the video and feels a connection with you, and that you provide the solution that they're looking for, they can contact you and continue the conversation with you. We're looking for engagement here. We're looking for content so that you can obviously express yourself in a great way, but also we want to do call to action. We want people to engage with you because they've gotten to know you a bit better. So that's how it works. So you might be sitting there thinking, oh, well, what does this cost? Obviously, I'd actually like to do it for free, because for me, this is a lot of fun. I miss being a radio presenter. I miss interviewing people and meeting people. And for me, this is fun. This brings me joy. I don't got to pay the bills, the internet for this and all of those things. So I charge, and I'm running the special for the next 2 weeks, 500 Rand for the session. The basic session, hour long. Top tail, you can do what you want with it. And then for an extra 300 Rand, I'll do the 1 minute and 5 minute clip. The reason why it's so cheap is now it's just a launch special for me to build content. And to build credibility with my platform. And yes, that's why for 2 weeks, it's that price. The price will increase. So in the next 2 weeks, let's book as many of these as we can, make use of the opportunity. Contact me, you can book the session. I've got to finish a couple of things on my website so that you can book, but just chris@live2dream.co.za, give me a shout. We'll set up a session for you and tell you more and get you set up. That's for the next 2 weeks. I'm also going to be posting with this video and this vlog, as well as updating on my website, international pricing, because I discovered a whole new world. There are people overseas who would like to do this as well. And here's the beauty of things. And it's another campaign. I can never switch my head off, but I've had another creative campaign. I'm going to be launching something along the lines of hire a sapper or a South African, because a lot of unemployed South Africans, and guess what? Thanks to the exchange rate, we're all very talented, innovative, and highly skilled and know what we're doing. And with the exchange rate, you can hire us for what to us is a really fair amount, but for you, it's next to nothing. So I'll be updating a pound and dollar rate as well on my website. I do have a PayPal account, and we can set it up that way. Those are the nitty-gritty monies and things like that. But just so that you know, because I'm sure you would ask, it's 500 Rand, full hour session, extra 300 Rand for the 2 highlight clips. That special is only running for the next 2 weeks. Today is the 7th of September, 2 weeks time, 2020. So I should have worked this out, but 2 weeks time, that is the 1, 2, I'll be kind, up until the 21st of September 2020, it's that price stays there. After that, the price will have to increase as it does need to be a little bit more affordable for everyone. And I unfortunately got some bills I have to pay. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's been great introducing a platform that's very, very close to my heart. I really genuinely have sat working this out, thinking it through, trying my absolute best. I'm a perfectionist. I've been trying to do it in a way that is absolutely perfect. And you know what? You just got to start somewhere. And that's part of the reason why my company's tagline is breaks a couple marketing rules, because it doesn't actually really tell you what we do. But for me, it's about being courageous. And in my own life, and for me as a business owner, I need to be courageous and do it and make mistakes and learn. And I'm doing that right here, right now. And let's do it together. Let's have some fun. Let's bring your company across, your brand essence, your values, who you are as a person, and we can all grow together. I'm really looking forward to meeting you, having the privilege to do this interview with you. And if you have any questions, just drop me an email. I'm happy to have a discussion. If you need to do a quick Zoom, I'll meet with you for 15 minutes to discuss any questions you have, and then we can set it up and book it. So big day. Should I? Yeah, all right. Big things coming, big things. I didn't pull that off right, but it doesn't matter. I'm very excited. I can't wait to meet you, to interview you, to learn more about your business and share it. And also remember, I'm hosting this on my vlog. I want to do as many of these as I can. So I'll be building a business directory. And the simple example is to say, one day you're looking for a graphic designer that has a specific style, look, feel, way of doing things. You might have your networks that you can tap into and find out for a graphic designer. Or you'll remember I did that interview with Chris. I wonder if he's interviewed some graphic designers. Go onto my website, do a search, you find, there's a few options, pop through the videos, skip through them, and then you might find the very perfect fit graphic designer who does things in a way, in a style that works for you and your needs and your solutions that you require. Their details are there, you contact them, you book them, and it's a win-win for everybody. So I'm not going to talk too long further about this. I don't want to make this about me, and I don't want to talk too much about myself. I want to talk with you. I want to talk about you, and I want to get to know you so that we can share it with the world. Big things coming. We've got to rebuild and grow and support each other, and sort of get the world going again and start building economies and support business. So we can do that. We can do that together. Before I babble on too much further, hit me up, contact me. I really am looking forward to the next while and journey, and how we would normally end the session and be a couple funny jokes or whatever, as well as your contact details. Top and tail it, send it to you, and you can do as you please. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Parts of it, skip through it, the highlight clips, whatever the case may be. And thank you for your time, and look forward to hearing from you. I'm Chris Colby from Live2Dream. Be courageous, and I hope to hear from you soon. Cheers.